Hey guys, welcome back with the QB Docs. Today, Dusty and I want to give you guys a exercise that's going to really improve inter-rotation on the back hip or the drive leg during the throwing motion. Okay, so we want to make this as functional as possible. And most times, people work on internal rotation in an open chain manner. All right, so leg is up, they're working on inter-rotation, and this really doesn't translate over that well because that's femur moving on pelvis. We want the pelvis to move on the femur, okay? So with this exercise, that's really going to emulate that movement. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to find a box that's going to be at a height. So when Dusty brings his knee up on this box, he wants his pelvis to stack well with his shoulders, all right? So if this box is too high, he doesn't want to have this position where his hips tilt up, because that's going to change the shoulder position too, and there's a pretty good chance you're going to work around rotation and maybe do some lumbar extension. So find a box that's a good height first. So Dusty's going to put his knee up there on the box. We also have this kettlebell behind him. He's going to put his foot on the opposite side of the kettlebell to keep this foot vertical. Okay, the reason we're doing that is because if the foot comes down flat in the box, that's going to put a lot of tension on that medial part of the knee and maybe work on the integrity of the MCL, which we don't want to have an effect on. Okay, so Dusty's going to pull his ribs down, okay? Shoulders are stacked with his hips, looks pretty good. He's going to turn out that front foot, all right? So we already want to be open just because whenever we work on rotation, all right, during the throwing motion, we want to try and keep a neutral spine, but whenever he accelerates forward, you have to have proper internal rotation of the hip to get to this front leg, all right? So we're going to already put him in a good position, which is going to put a lot of strain on these adductors, these groin muscles, which you can probably feel quite a bit, but it's also going to try to put him in a bad position from a trunk position standpoint, where he's going to want to extend, and that's what people do when they lack internal rotation. So that's why this is so good, because Dusty can pull his ribs down. He probably feels that more in his hip. All right, now we want Dusty to really work on rotation, coming back and forth, and making that transition from the back leg to the front leg. All right, and it might be, if you lack some internal rotation, this motion might be very short. Okay, but wherever you're starting, that's fine. So Dusty is working on rotating through his upper spine, okay, and then down into his hips, because those are the two places where we rotate. We rotate through this upper spine, and we rotate through the hip. And if you lack range of motion in those two areas, you're going to have an issue with lumbar extension, okay, which we want to stay away from because that increases injury risk, that decreases performance, and it also decreases accuracy. So as far as how many sets and reps, we want to do 3 sets of 8 to 10 of these. When we're going to work it on both legs, you know, the reason we do that is because we want to have good functional internal rotation on both legs and not just become more asymmetrical because quarterbacks are already so asymmetrical. Okay, so do that. That'll really help transition, acceleration going forward, and also help your follow through at the end of your throw. All right, if you like that video, please check out our other videos at the QB Docs on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, or our website, theqbdocs.com.